Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something that's, well, it's really shaking up the music world. We're talking TikTok. Its impact on, how we find new music is just massive.
Oh, absolutely. It's undeniable.
You see songs just blowing up, seemingly out of nowhere. Artists hit the Billboard charts, like from one viral clip.
Yeah.
And even big names. They're dropping teasers right there on the platform now. It's just a huge force.
It really is. The influence is immense. A tiny snippet, maybe 15 seconds, can take an artist from nowhere to everywhere almost instantly.
Right.
But, that also creates this pressure, this need to constantly be feeding the algorithm, making content.
Which brings us to the big news, doesn't it? TikTok's latest move. They've announced this brand new platform, TikTok for Artists.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today for this deep dive is to really unpack that. What is this thing? What's it offering musicians? And maybe most importantly, how could it change the game for how artists use TikTok, plan their releases? We want to give you that shortcut to understanding this shift.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a potentially transformative step, considering how music and the platform already interact.
Given how powerful TikTok already is in music discovery, it almost felt inevitable, right, that they'd build something specifically for artists.
You could say that.
Okay, so let's get into it. TikTok for Artists. You said it's like a new dashboard, a central place.
That's right. But what's really interesting, I think, is its core function. It's about offering these powerful music insights, these analytics tools, things that weren't so easy to get before, especially not all in one place. TikTok's line on this, their stated goal, is giving artists, and I quote, more control and deeper insight into how their music is resonating on the app.
Okay.
So it's not just more data, it's about making sophisticated analysis much more accessible, directly to the artist.
Okay, powerful insights. Let's break that down. What kind of specific data points are we talking about? What can artists get their hands on now that was maybe hard or even impossible to get before?
Well, it gets pretty granular. We're talking precise play counts, how many shares, how many videos are being created using their song. And, this is crucial, geographic trends, seeing where it's popular region by region.
Oh.
Before this, independent artists especially, they were often kind of guessing or maybe paying a lot for bits and pieces of data from different sources. This aims to put it all under one roof. And in real time...
That real-time part sounds huge, like a real leveler. But, okay, what's the actual value there? If I'm an artist and I see my song is suddenly trending in, say, Brazil, what do I do with that? Is it just cool info or?
No, it's much more than cool info. It fundamentally changes how you might allocate your resources, your effort. Knowing exactly where your music is hitting allows you to be way more strategic. You could target promo efforts there, run localized digital ads, maybe even start thinking about tour stops down the line.
Right.
For an indie artist, every dollar, every hour counts. This data helps make sure that effort is going where it's likely to have the biggest impact, not just throwing things at the wall.
Makes sense. But the analytics, they go deeper than just the basic counts and locations, don't they? I heard something about understanding which part of the song is catching on.
Yes. And this, I think, is where it gets really powerful. The platform can actually give you insights into which specific segments of your song are going viral.
Segments, like?
Yeah, imagine knowing it's not just your whole track, but the exact, 15-second snippet. That's the bit that's blowing up in Brazil.
Whoa. Okay, so let's take that Brazil example, my quirky song about my cat. The 15-second chorus is huge in Brazil. What's the first thing I do? How does that knowledge actually change my strategy, tomorrow?
Well, that's where it shifts from being reactive to being proactive, right? It becomes data-driven creation almost.
Yeah.
You might not just tweak your existing promo. You could, say, create a specific remix emphasizing that viral snippet. Or maybe run a fan art contest specifically for your Brazilian fans based on that part of the song. Maybe even plan some kind of virtual event just for that audience. It turns what might have felt like a lucky break into something really actionable, something you can build on directly.
It's like crowdsourcing the hook, almost.
Kind of, yeah. You're seeing exactly what resonates and leaning into it.
That is a big step up. And it's not just about tracking your own song on your own profile, is it? Does it look wider?
No, exactly. It goes broader. The platform also highlights how your songs are being used across different types of content, different genres, different challenges. So maybe your pop track suddenly takes off in a cooking challenge trend, or a dance challenge in a country you never expected.
Right, okay.
It gives you this visibility into unexpected places where your music is finding an audience, things you might have completely missed otherwise. Spotting trends you weren't even looking for.
And maybe the biggest access point here, TikTok is making this platform free, for now anyway.
That's what they're saying. Free for artists.
I mean, I could just picture an independent artist, someone who used to maybe struggle with spreadsheets or just guess.
Yeah.
Suddenly seeing this dashboard, it must feel
Yeah.
like getting a superpower.
That's a good way to put it. It
Yeah.
really is like going from, I don't know, navigating with a crumpled paper map to having real-time GPS for your music's journey on the platform.
Yeah.
It dramatically lowers the barrier. Sophisticated data analysis used to be pretty exclusive territory,
Yeah.
Major labels with big budgets. This potentially changes that. It's a huge deal for independent musicians.
That free access really does feel like it could level the playing field. So you combine that accessibility with this super granular real-time data. How does that rewrite the music marketing playbook for, say, 2025?
Well, it means artists and their teams can get really specific, really customized with their release strategies. Like we said, maybe planning tour stops based on TikTok trends, not just guessing or using broader streaming numbers. It makes marketing potentially much more agile, much more responsive to what's actually happening now.
And let's be real here. This is also pretty smart for TikTok itself, isn't it?
Oh, undoubtedly.
By giving artists these powerful tools, keeping them happy, keeping them engaged, they encourage more content, right? Which sparks more trends, which keeps users like you and me scrolling longer. It feeds their whole ecosystem.
Absolutely. Artists are essential to the platform's energy and, frankly, its content library. So empowering them directly helps TikTok stay relevant and grow. It's a symbiotic relationship, in theory.
So, stepping back, what does this all mean for the artists themselves? It sounds powerful, yes, but it must raise some questions too.
Sure.
Like, how much data about audience behavior is too much for artists to have, or even for TikTok to have? And does this just ramp up the pressure, that constant need to chase the viral moment, maybe instead of just focusing on, making music?
Yeah, those are the big, important conversations happening around this. The pressure to go viral is definitely real, and more data could intensify that for some. But having the insights doesn't automatically mean you have to sell out or compromise your art. Ideally, right, the hope is that this empowers artists, helps them understand their audience better, maybe make smarter creative choices that are informed by data, not just dictated by it.
Finding a balance, then.
Exactly. It's really about finding that balance, using the data as a tool to connect, as a guide maybe, but not letting it be the only thing driving the creative process. It should be about, informed creativity, not just chasing numbers.
Okay, so wrapping this up, TikTok for artists. It's clearly a significant new tool. It puts some pretty unprecedented insights right into musicians' hands. A big step in how artists can understand and maybe leverage their presence on what's become this incredibly influential platform for music discovery.
A potentially powerful development.
So the thought to leave everyone with as we look ahead, how might this flood of data, this increased focus on analytics, how might that start to reshape what success even means for an artist today? That ongoing balancing act between the art of creation and, well, the science of going viral, something to chew on as we all navigate this new soundscape.